fond memories of this place? Did it sort of just click back in for you? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, I mean, every time I drive through the gate here, I just fall in love with this place. And, you know, I'm comfortable around here. I know I can play well here. And you just relax. You know, I enjoy being here. You know, I've been over here a few times since I won, not for the tournament. And you just come out here and relax and have fun and soak it all in and enjoy it.
When was the last time you came here just to come and hang out?
It was the weekend before the Korn Ferry event at Ohio State last year.
Oh, yeah.
I just popped over here to hit balls and kind of get away and relive some memories. Try to get some stuff going again.
You won here 6 years ago. Can you kind of describe your journey since then? You've had some injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard fighting, 2 hip surgeries and missing 2 years, and it just took me a while to get my feet back under me, get the competitive juices flowing again. I felt the whole time that I've been playing a lot better than what I've been scoring, and finally saw some results today. I've had a couple of good rounds here and there, but haven't been able to sustain it, so hopefully this week will change and we can keep it going.
How did winning this change your life?
Well, the biggest thing was the 3-year exemption, knowing you had job security for 3 years. The money was nice, but I'd almost given it back for 3 years and knowing that I wasn't battling to keep my card. Unfortunately, messed my hip up and had to have that fixed and was out for a while. But you take away confidence that you can do it, and I look back at the guys that were on the leaderboard that day, and I mean, it was a who's who of the top 20 players in the world, and to come out on top of them, it's definitely a shot in the rear end for me.
When was the last of the second of the 2 surgeries? When was that?
The second one was like August 26th, I believe, of 2019. The first one was September 5th of 2018.
So you've been trying to battle back from that for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you're on a medical, right?
Yeah.
How many more starts you get?
5 after this week.
Okay.
So, and honestly, within the last probably 6 weeks, I finally feel like I have the strength and the stability in my hip to be able to do what I wanted to do. I knew my body wasn't ready to come back, and the sham that insurance is, disability insurance, they cut you off because all they're doing is reading a manual saying this is the average time. And, I argued with them, and I said, you do understand what the definition of an average is, correct? Needless to say, I didn't win that argument. But, I finally feel like my body is healthy enough and strong enough to do this on a week-to-week basis.
What did the hip injury, what did it do to your golf swing or prevent you from being able to do it?
I couldn't turn. Biggest thing was I couldn't turn. And if I ever had a ball below my feet or a downhill lie, I couldn't rotate into my left side. I was basically reverse pivoting, trying to create rotation, because when I started my follow-through, when I started rotating into my left side, I had bone on bone. And literally, when they put me out to do the surgery, they, under anesthesia, they recheck all of your range of motion. And I had 0 degrees of rotation, internal rotation, under anesthesia. So, I mean, I was doing everything I could to get to my left side, but my bones and my hip were not going to let me do it. And it's hard. I mean, the worst part was throughout the whole thing for about 4 months, I couldn't sleep. Every time I would move at night, it would wake me up. And that's when I knew it's time to do something. And
did you ever replace?
No.
What did they do?
FAI correction. So I had femoroacetabular impingement. And
say that again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good luck spelling that. And a torn labrum the first time. And I also had a bone fragment removed. The first time, the fragment was about the size of a jelly bean. The second time, I didn't have the labrum done, but I had a bunch of scar tissue removed. I had the same 2 bones shaved down again, and I had a bigger bone fragment that was, I think, about the size of a big peanut M&M, he said, just floating around in there. And, it makes it fun when you're trying to do this.
Were there times that you wondered whether you'd ever play again, or
Yeah.
competitively?
Yeah, for sure. Especially having to go back in the second time, you know, I was gung ho, ready to come back after the first one, and I hadn't gone 7 days in a row of practice yet. So I went down to Congaree and spent like 4 days down there, and I was fine the first two. The third day I was pretty good. The fourth day I woke up and I could not move. It felt worse than it did before the first surgery, and I threw my stuff in the car, drove back home, and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to Nashville. And I jumped in the car right then. I put on a T-shirt and a pair of gym shorts, drove straight to Nashville, called him. I said, hey, I'm on the way. I said, something's not right. And I walked in, and it was so swollen that standing there in a pair of gym shorts and a T-shirt, I walked in, they looked at me, and they said, what have you done? I said, I don't know. But, you know, hopefully it'll continue to get stronger, and the stability is a big thing. You know, when you're standing there wondering, is this the one when it's going to pop? Because I can make certain motions and get it to pop, but fortunately it's not painful. I think that's something I'm going to deal with the rest of my life. I mean, but I told him, I said, if I have another surgery, I said, we're not doing stitches again. I said, I just want a full-length zipper. I said, I've had the knee done twice, the hip done twice. I said, just make it easy on yourself next time.
William, I saw where you gave an interview a couple days ago at the Rope Sony, and you were just basically telling them, hey, I'm at peace, you know, with this. If I
Completely.
You know, continue or not, has that obviously the medical issues lent towards this attitude as well as maybe just getting to that point in your life?
In a way, but you know, I'm 2.5 weeks away from 43 years old. You know, I've got a 9 and a 6-year-old, and my 9-year-old is so in love with golf. And if you guys need to know any stats about any player, ask him, because he knows my stats inside and out. And
well, if anybody's stats, hopefully knows yours the best, right?
he probably knows. Well, it was funny because he saw the tee time come out on Tuesday, and he was so excited because he knew Charles' son Chase was going to be out, so he'd get to walk with him, and they both love golf. And he's like, Daddy, I love Matt Wolff. He's like, you think I can meet him? And I said, sure, bud. But you know, well, you know, the great thing is that he's getting to be the age to where he understands what I do for a living, but he's so into golf right now. Every day he would come home from school, he would knock his homework out. All right, Dad, I'm ready to go to the golf course. And we'd go to the golf course till dark. And he's the only little kid I've ever seen that'll go to spend hours chipping and putting. Yeah, I mean, I think he would rather chip and putt than go hit drivers, which is exact opposite of every kid I've ever met. But, you know, I enjoy playing golf so much with him, and I enjoy spending so much time at home with my family. I mean, I told my wife, I said, it was a blessing and a curse being home for 2 years. I enjoyed the time with the family. You know, I felt like we got much closer as a family. I was home for so many milestones. I got to teach him how to ride a bike without training wheels. Got to teach my daughter how to ride a bike without training wheels. Home for first teeth falling out. You know, all that stuff. Dance recitals, and
especially having a schedule like you do, like
yeah,
being on the road, that probably was pretty.
Yeah, and now, and she thinks I'm crazy when I tell her, like, the hardest weeks for me are the weeks that they don't travel. She's like, you're crazy. You ought to be sleeping all the time. I said, I don't sleep very well because I want to talk to my kids. I want to know how their day was, and they're always nonstop, and I just enjoy being around them. And if I play well enough in these last 6 events to keep my card, great. You know, if I play well enough to get in the Korn Ferry Finals and I go back and I get my card, great. If I don't, I'm perfectly fine going home and spending the rest of my time with them. I'll find something to do for a few years, but I'm going to enjoy them. You know, there's a whole lot more things that are a lot more important than this stupid game that we play. You know, and I really had a change of heart with all of that. You know, I used to live and die by every shot, and you drive yourself crazy. And now it's like, so what? When we get done with this, I mean, he's going to want to go somewhere and hit balls. I've got to go find him a set of clubs because Daddy was too dumb to remember to grab his. But there's so many more things that I enjoy more than playing out here. You know, it's more of a way for me to be able to do the fun stuff that I want to do than anything else right now.
Well, it would seem like you're almost 43. What you just said, you would be like like a perfect candidate for LIV Golf. Where do you stand on that? Is that something like?
I've heard nothing from them, so.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, would you
Yeah,
investigate it if you just said, okay, I can't play out here anymore?
Right.
Or,
Well-
I want to keep playing golf.
so here's the thing, and here's the way I look at it. It's my job to provide for my family. And, if you guys were offered a job working for another publication for way more money, nobody's going to blame you for going. So, why are guys getting skewered for going? I just don't see the necessity or the point in skewering those guys. I understand. Yeah, the thing is, the tour has the history. It has corporate America behind it. The tour is a massive operation that hopefully will be around forever. There's so many unknowns with LIV. If I were going to get involved, I would tell them I want all my money up front. Because you don't know. Trust me, I played a mini tour one year that was too good to be true. And we paid our membership fee the next year, and guess what? They still owed me $7,500. So,
Which tour?
U.S. Pro Golf Tour.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So yeah, that was about the biggest sham going. And it was great the first year. I probably made close to $100,000 out there that year, which was great for a mini tour. But you're not going to sustain the model that they had. And I don't hold it against anybody for going, and don't hold it against anybody for staying. It is what it is.
Sounds what you have is perspective.
Yeah, look, any one of us could hit a shot tomorrow out of the rough, and our career could be over. We could get in a car wreck going back to the hotel, and our career could be over. Look at what happened to Bud Cauley up here a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And I don't think Bud's played since. And I don't know how he's doing. I haven't heard. But, when you sit down and think about it, if you have an opportunity like that to take care of your family for years to come, I feel like you have to take it. I know all the things that everybody's skewering guys over with the Saudis not being stand-up people, but it is what it is.
Or scary, as Phil said. Scary,
Well, I'd say that was pretty poor presentation on his part.
Thanks,
It is what it is. That's all I can say.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Thanks, man.